What's going on, y'all? I wanted to come to you today to talk about a subject that might be a little controversial for some of you. You know, uh, the Deshaun Watson situation and his image. Well, you know, before we get started, you know, I think that in this situation, it's one of those things that where, you know, when you Google Deshaun Watson right now, they just got his regular bio. It don't have nothing about none of the allegations that he had. It don't even talk about none of that. But it seems like 2 years ago there was a national topic. What happened? It's not in the spotlight anymore. You know, this man's image, whether he did it or not, is ruined forever because of an allegation. Similar to Michael Irvin, what he's going through now, you know, because of an allegation, he's not. The NFL Network took him off of TV, so he's no longer on TV right now. I don't know if he's coming back or not, but we don't know. But it's because of an allegation, and if you get a few allegations and it builds up like a mountain, then it can snowball. And let me take you back a couple years ago to before any of this happened. Deshaun Watson wanted out of Houston, the Houston Texans. He wanted out. But up until that point, his image in the public eye was squeaky clean. But he wanted out. And the executives in the front office knew he was serious about wanting out of Houston. So that offseason, next thing you know, we get these allegations that come out. 1, 2, 3, 4. So to me, that seemed a bit suspicious. And to me, and it seemed suspect, you know what I'm saying? But because of all these civil suits, which I have a problem with it the first time. If you're accusing a man of sexual assault, I would think that the first thing that you would want is justice. You would want that man to go to jail, bump, giving you some money. But we'll talk about that a little bit later. You know, I found it funny that because of all the groundswell of all these civil suits, then the criminals part of it, the criminals started looking at it. But first it was just the civil part, which I maybe some legal experts, you can come on and holler at me and let me know, enlighten me about this. I don't know. But I don't understand why you wouldn't go criminal first. Then maybe you can do criminal and civil. But all these civil suits led to them finally looking at it criminally. And 2 different DAs in Texas now, Texas, the great state of Texas, 2 DAs threw it out or didn't want to go through and prosecute with it. It just seemed like to me that some other forces was working here, y'all, I don't think a lot of us understand how a lot of these billionaires look at the millionaire players that they pay. They still sometimes look at them like the help. And at that time, Deshaun Watson had signed $100-some million extension and on top of the money that they already gave him. So couldn't it possibly be that he pissed somebody off in ownership and in that front office? And they got fixers all over the place, y'all. Teams got fixers that do things. This is just my opinion. I'm just coming to y'all and telling y'all my opinion about the situation. But teams got fixers, and teams don't. Owners don't like when niggas get uppity, to put it in short terms. I think part of this was somebody was sending them a message. I think. Marcellus Wiley, he was one of the few ones that was right. He told him to settle early. I was one of the ones to say, man, nah, if you innocent, fight. But he was right, man, because he should have settled early in the beginning. And the depositions, I've read a few of the depositions that some of the women had, they sounded weird to me. You know, it's just my opinion about what I read. Some of them depositions sounded weird. You know, to sum it all up, it seemed like they said that the man liked to lay on his stomach and get his ass cheeks rubbed. So it seemed to me, you know. But whether you think he's a flaming rapist or not, you know, the fact of the matter is a lot of people didn't know that the Texans set up majority of those masseuses to be there where they was. They set it up. It wasn't, you know, for a couple years, the way the media portrayed it, you would think that he was on the phone setting up these masseuses calls all day, you know. But the truth be told, the Texans was setting up some of that stuff. So that was suspect to me too. And it just, you know, it just didn't set right and set easy with me, y'all, about these things where, you know, just by accusation alone, that can ruin you. You know, so whether he gets vindicated or gets justice in the end, his reputation is gone. Some females will only think of him as a rapist. And that scares the brakes off of me. You know, it fears for my sons, you know. I fear for them. You know, I feel for my daughter as well. I have a daughter. And I damn sure, God forbid, because I tell you what, somebody be in the ground. But God forbid if my daughter ever got assaulted, that I want justice. You know, the money and all that's good or whatever. I ain't worried about that. I'm worried about the motherfucker going to jail or going in the fucking ground. Pardon my French. But that's what I'm thinking when I hear assault. But the mere mention of assault these days can ruin somebody. Maybe it's the remnants of the Me Too movement that's still kicking in. But, you know, I think that for the real women out there that are going through something that or have gone through an assault, I think it's like a slap in the face when you get these women that come out here with these false accusations against these men. And there's no repercussions for them. Now, I've heard that some states are thinking about it, and you get these women's groups that's coming out there in full force trying against it. But if you get these false accusations, especially of sexual assault, you know, then I think something should be done about that. Because when the women wonder why men at the workplace don't even want to talk to them. I seen a video or two the other day where they was talking about women was online talking about how men don't even talk to them at the workplace. And you wonder why. I mean, hell, they going back 50, 60 years. It seems like in some instances where somebody, you bumped into somebody and they remember that and you sexually assaulted them. And y'all think I'm joking, but some of this shit is real. You know, if they can go back that far, you know, 10, 15, 20 years, you know, shit like that happened to me. I want justice right now. I'm coming out with that right now. Bump being scared. I was scared. I didn't want to tell nobody. Bump that. Hell no. You know. But I think in our society today that we need to reevaluate things when it comes to terms of these false accusations that some of these women put together. Is Deshaun Watson guilty? We don't know. Now, I'm going to tell you like this. If the brother gets in any more trouble with any masseuses and it comes out that he's going through some shit like this again, I'll be the first to come on here and tell you, damn, that nigga was fucked up. He messed up. You know what I'm saying? But in this situation, until further notice, it seems like to me that the powers that be was sending that man a message and he had to go through something. You know? You don't give generational wealth out easily, and you don't like to do it. But it's certain things tied to that money that now these men are starting to find out. But I just wanted to come to you and see what you thought about that. Do you think he's guilty? Do you think he's innocent? What do you think about the media being quiet about it now? Let me know down in the comments. As always, I'm going to get at you. Peace.